What is up, y'all? I am back on another video. Period. Like, I know it's been a little minute. It's been like a little 3-4 months. I ain't even gonna lie. We ain't even gonna talk about it. But as y'all can tell by the title, this video is literally like, I'm updating y'all on my transition. I'm giving y'all a little tea. I'm gonna be answering y'all questions, like everything. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get good into it, okay? But before we get to that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you are new to my channel. Hey. And if you are coming back, welcome. Hey, I missed you. Period. And go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, because why wouldn't you do that? Just why wouldn't you do that? Period. Love y'all. And go ahead and leave a comment if you want to talk to me. I'll talk to you. I will reply. But let's go ahead and get into this video. Alright, y'all, so let's get into it. Now, like I said, we're going to be answering some questions. I took a good bit of questions from Instagram, from TikTok, from all over, even from friends and family, and literally combined them into a little list. And so if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my other phone because I can't remember everything. I can't, so I had to write them down. But before, I wanna go ahead and get this little disclaimer. Everybody's transition is different. If you are transgender, if you're transmasculine, transfeminine, whatever it is, everybody's journey is going to be different. Some of us may have the similar, things that we go through, but for the most part, it's going to be different. And this video is definitely for educational purposes, but definitely always follow up on your research and talk to your healthcare providers, because I'm not a doctor, babe. I can only tell you about what I got going on. Okay, now we got that out of the way. First question that I get a lot is what is transmasculine, and what's the difference between transmasculine and trans men. Now, I'm gonna y'all can go research more, but I'm gonna give you the gist of it. Basically, a trans man is somebody who identifies as a male. They want to look like a male, perceive like a male, go by him and he and him, all of that. But a transmasculine person, they can go by any version of pronouns. Like for me, my pronouns are they, them. So I'm non-binary. I'm a transmasculine non-binary. So I don't construct myself to either binary of male or female. I'm literally just a person, and I'm a masculine presenting person. That's just that. But a transmasculine person, they want to perceive within the physical features of persona of a male, but they don't identify as a man, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. If it don't, baby, go look it up. Okay, second question I always get is, what is non-binary, and is it considered a gender? No, that's literally the whole construct. Like, it's not a gender. Binary is when you identify either as a male or a female. That is literally what society constructs as there's only two genders, and those are that. But a lot of people misconstrue the fact that gender and sexual identity is not the same. I'm just gonna leave that there. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Go look it up. But me being a non-binary person, I either can lean into my feminine energy and perceive feminine, or I can lean into my masculine energy and perceive masculine. I do not have to dress a certain way. I don't have to be identified as a certain way. I'm just a person. I'm just a human being. And it don't get no simpler than that. Like, if you really want to do your research and talk to other non-binary people, first of all, just a little side note, if you are non-binary or you're transitioning or you want to start your transition, comment down below. I will literally answer any questions in another video if I do not answer them in this one. Another question, will you decide to transition into a man? No, babe. No, I'm not doing that. I don't do that. That's not me. Now, to each his own. I do have trans male friends, and I also have trans masculine friends. And some of them, they like what they do. Like I said, everybody's journey is different. I'm not one of those people, and I'm gonna answer further questions down below, but I'm not transitioning into a gender. That would be me transitioning into one gender. That's transgender. I'm not transgender. What gender? Okay, what's another question? I'm sorry, y'all. What is gender dysphoria, and how does it apply to you? All trans people go through gender dysphoria. All trans people. I've never met one person that does not go through gender dysphoria. Whether you're transmasculine / feminine, or you're transgender, as in trans woman or trans male, you're gonna go through gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria, the best way to explain, like I explain to everybody, is literally, it's like wanting to build your own avatar because you're not comfortable in the avatar you're in. Like, I don't really know how to explain it to the depth of it. but it's not being comfortable in your own skin, basically. Like, you want to make adjustments to feel comfortable in the body that you've been, you know, born in. So, I mean, like I said, I don't really know how to explain it past how my understanding of my gender dysphoria. Like, for me, there's certain things that I want to change. I don't like perceiving feminine. That's my gender dysphoria bothering me. I don't like the like presentation of a female. I do not like the curves and the body and I'm not for all of that. I rather perceive very masculine like. So that's my gender dysphoria fucking with me. But baby, you do what you do. Okay? Simple. Another question that I always get is, how does your friends and family feel about your journey and do they support? Some do, and some don't even know. I'm gonna keep it T with y'all. Like, listen, my mom, like my aunts, like, you know, people that I deem really close to me, they know, and a little good bit of them do respect it. A lot of them are still new to it, and they don't understand. So I do have patience with them, in the sense of, like, because I went by she, her for so long. When I was just a stud and like a lesbian stud, you know, I went by she, her for so long until I really found myself, and I'm like, I don't like this shit. I'm not fucking with it. So when I came out as, you know, non-binary and then trans-masc, it was like, okay, like, whoa, it's a whole different name that we gotta call you by, because we don't want to dead name you. So my family's coming around with the name, but a lot of them still dead name me, and it does bother me. But again, I still try to have that patience and like correct them when I can. But a lot of them are like, you know, they're not too bad with it. I feel like a lot of my older, like, great aunts or great uncles, a lot of them, when I come around them, especially as my transition gets like more in depth, like, they're gonna understand, like, okay, like, you're a different person. But for the most part, I do try to, you know, tell people like, hey, this is who I perceive as, this is who I am, like, respect me and my pronouns. So yeah, I mean, look at my skin, baby. I mean, be for real, you know. I don't know, I feel like kind of people really go through it when it comes to the parents or like the family not really accepting of certain things. So there's that. I mean, I'm just gonna leave that right there. We can come back to that another time. Okay, another question, because y'all, I'm not gonna like go in depth on every question, but some questions I will like really explain. Another question I get is, will you get top surgery or bottom? I feel like, honestly, my perspective, like, I don't mind sharing, but I feel like this can be a rude question to certain people. So do not go around just asking every trans person, hey, are you gonna get bottom surgery? Hey, are you gonna get this? Hey, you're gonna that? Are you gonna? Some people are comfortable with just changing certain things. Some people don't want to fully transition. Somebody don't want the whole gender reassignment, okay? Now for me, I'm not gonna share the bottom surgery intel, but I will share the top. I'm not wanting my top. I don't want them. Baby, whoever wants them, you can comment down below, baby. I will give them to you. But I don't want them. And I'm not sure if I want to just like, because I've tried binding. I feel like they're just, I don't like them. I'm not comfortable in them. I like to be able to be comfortable when I wear certain clothes, and that's just also another gender dysphoria thing. I don't like that. So for me, I really want to, like, you know, get rid of them. And I thought about reducing them like to a low size, thinking it would be cute because when I put a binder on, I'll be fine. But like, I really just don't like them. I don't want them gone. Excuse my little sniffle, y'all, because it's still allergy season for me. I don't know about nobody else, but I'm not sick. I just, allergies going through crazy, and I sneezed about 40 times before I started this video, so don't even do that. Another question is, how has taking testosterone made you feel thus far? So for me, I started T, and I'll put a video somewhere in here of me literally getting prescribed that day, like my genuine reaction. But I started T October of 2023, and I know it hasn't been long, but I fucking love it. Like, granted, it has had its moments where I'm like, God damn, what the fuck is my body really doing? But I knew, and I talked to my doctor, and I kind of already talked to other people, and I understood the risk, like, not really the risk, but like the pros and cons, or like, you know, the effects, that's the word, effects of what testosterone can do, because that's no different than, you know, you're going on hormone therapy or testosterone therapy. Your body's going to going through a medical change, so your hormone levels are going to be elevated, your emotions, all of that. So, you know, for me, I feel like my first month on testosterone was pretty shitty. Not in the sense of like it was a bad thing, but I had T-code, and T-code is when your whole body just like shuts down. Like, it just shuts down, and you feel like you're getting the flu or like COVID or sick. Like, you're just sick as shit. And it's very rare, but I was just one of those people that got it. So I was sick for like my first 2 weeks out of my first month, like dog sick, like couldn't move, body aching, body just going through it, throwing up all of it. But other than that, that's probably like my biggest con that I just wasn't prepared for mentally. But outside of that, I do really like the fact that my voice is like, it does crack. So if you heard it crack within this video, mind your business. It does crack because it's getting deeper. As far as like my muscle mass, it has increased. I haven't really seen much fat distribution. That's probably gonna start within the next month or two. It usually starts between a 3 or 6 month mark. So I'll start to see a little bit of change in that. But I really like it. Like, I don't really have too many complaints, but I will come back to that and to like talk about some more pros and cons that I personally like and dislike. And again, like I said, talk to your provider. Like, I can't answer but so many things, and I can only tell you what my journey has been like. So just keep that in mind. Talk to your doctor. I went through my endocrinologist, and that's usually who you should go through. My recommendation is find an endocrinologist. I know a lot of people who went through Parent Parenthood, or some shit like that. It's something like that. Planned something. And you're in their state, and they can give you testosterone, but also it depends on where you live and all of that. Just, you know, I don't want to give you anybody the wrong information. So just go ahead and do your research. That way you know what's going on. And if you're under the age of 18, definitely consult with your parent. I support everybody if you want somebody to talk to along the journey, because it does affect you mentally as well. So, and your doctor will talk to you about that, but just, you know, make sure that you know, talk to your doctor. Okay, so another question is, how did you go about starting your journey, and was it hard? So like I said, I went to my endocrinologist, and with that being said, all I did was I made an appointment. And with my endocrinologist, mind you, I already was in therapy. You have to have a psychiatrist, at least for my state you did. And at the time I resided in PA. You have to have a psychological evaluation at some point prior to because they're gonna ask about it. Most doctors do. Like I said, I'm not sure. I tried to go through my primary, but my primary was like, you know, it's better if you go through endocrinologists. That's why I'm telling you, I'll go through them, because they actually can read your hormone levels. They can talk, they can see everything, and they can really evaluate how much testosterone or hormones you should take for your body to start off, stuff like that. Like for me, I started at a moderate dose. Some people start at a low dose. Some people start at a high dose. It really just depends on the person and how your body can react and take that you know, medication. But I did go through my endocrinologist. It wasn't hard. He actually prescribed me in that first day. Like I said, I'll insert a clip probably somewhere in here. But I did talk to him, and I was telling him, like, he did a whole evaluation, and they're gonna ask you about, like, hey, how long were you transitioning? How long were you wanting to be perceived in? Like, they're gonna ask you, and they're gonna get in your head. So be prepared for those types of that type of conversation. But yeah, it was very easy to go about it. I will say, for the little snag that I had was my insurance at the time didn't cover the type of testosterone that I had, because I take injections in my muscle, in my leg. So for me, if you take injections, that's usually like the fastest way to see results. They do have gel, they do have the patch, they do have other methods of testosterone, but I personally wanted injections because I wanted to see my results a little bit faster. But yeah, it wasn't hard. Like I said, just go to your doctor, and yeah, like, you know, they'll explain more. I did also have to make sure I had a therapist. I had to have a therapist. Like, I still have to have a therapist. And even like now, like I said, it takes on a toll of your mental state. So if you're already like experiencing depression or any mental illness or disorder, you need to make sure that you are, you know, your doctors are going to make sure that you're in a mental state to understand what's going on for real. And not like, you know, that you're, you know, senile or anything, but like that you understand what the precautions and all of that is. So another question that I got is, what dosage did you start at, and does the shot hurt? So for me, I'm not gonna say my dosage because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like, because it's gonna change. So I feel like I want to increase my dosage, but it's not low. I'm not a low dose. And you can look up where the dosage goes, because it goes up to like 1 milliliter of full, like that's how high you can go, and then it starts at 0.2 milliliter. But I'll say I'm in between literally 5 and 8. I'm in between 5 and 8. But yeah, it doesn't hurt if you do it right. I feel like if you hit a nerve or you hit a vein, it's gonna hurt. But they do show you, there's also videos on YouTube that you can watch to show you how to administer your medication properly. And what's crazy is today is actually my shot day, so after I finish this, I'm gonna go take my shot. But yeah, it doesn't hurt. I feel like there can be a little bit of soreness sometimes or tenderness, but it's not nothing too crazy. It's not nothing that's gonna like, oh my gosh, like it hurts so bad. Like, no, it's not that. Another question is, what is your end goal to being on testosterone? Well, for me, I'm not gonna come off. This is my lifestyle. This is a part of my life. This is what I chose to do about my life. Some people do choose to detransition after a little while, but I'm not one of those people. Like, I feel like this is something that I've fully committed myself to. And some things are reversible, some things are irreversible, and your doctor will tell you about that. I don't really have my list anymore. But some things are irreversible and not reversible. So just keep that in mind when you do, like I said, just keep in mind the effects and the precautions when it comes to being on hormone treatment or hormone therapy. What's another question? What made you think to medically start transitioning as a non-binary person? For me, it's all about mindset. Like, some people are just non-binary. Like, they don't really care to be trans or anything like that. They're just non-binary people. But then I've also met some non-binary people who are on hormone therapy, and they don't identify as trans masculine or trans feminine. So it really just depends on a person. But for me personally, I already knew that I wanted to perceive more masculine. And it wasn't, the clothes weren't enough for me. I wanted to feel masculine. I wanted to sound masculine. I wanted the deeper voice. Like, I don't mind to have, I'll probably put a picture in somewhere of my facial hair growth. It's not like drastic. That's why I want to up my dosage. But eventually I do want to like possibly grow, like see how I look with facial hair. So it really just depends on the person. But what made me medically transition is I just wanted to perceive more masculine, and my body wasn't giving what I wanted to give. So now that it's starting to do that, I'm here for it. So next question is, what symptoms have you had when you first started T, and did you start to feel like yourself as your journey progressed? So for me, my first symptoms, like I said, was a T cold. Irritation is, T rage is a thing. I'm gonna let y'all know that. T rage is a thing. You will get upset. You will get mad. You will get irritable at any little thing. Like, no exaggeration. I've never experienced this, and I'm really a chill person. But at the same time, because I'm autistic, I do get overstimulated very easily. So with that being said, like, being autistic on top of being trans, it's like, damn, like everything's bothering me, you know? So that was something that I had to really like observe and like kind of pay attention to. Like, for me, a lot of people don't tell you, but like for my little segment of being on testosterone, I've noticed like the beginning of my week, I'll be fine. Like, I'll be sunshine daisies, happy rainbows. But then the closer I get to shot day, it's like the T is like lessening in my system, and it's like, okay, everything's pissing me off. Everything's doing something to me. Everything's pissing, like, it's getting to me, you know? So that's something that that's something that I didn't really know until like I experienced it. But yeah, that wasn't really too bad. And it said, did you start to feel like this? Yes, I really did. I wouldn't say, I didn't really start noticing any changes, honestly, until like month 2. Your first month, your body's still like trying to regulate and understand what's going on. My biggest like change was definitely my temper and how like, my body experiencing a whole medically different, circumstance. But other than that, it wasn't too crazy. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Next question was, when did you start your transition? I feel like I already answered that earlier in the video, but I'll answer it again. October of 2023, I got prescribed T and I loved it. I love it. It would have been sooner, but sometimes you gotta wait to actually get seen by the doctor. So I was hoping to start in August. It didn't happen, so I had to wait until October. So there's that. But I was very happy that I got to experience it and get seen, because endocrinologists are specialists, so you have to be on time of that. Next question, any pros and cons to your transition? Okay, I get this question so much. Now my pros, I don't have a menstrual cycle. I love that. For me, luckily, I was one of those people that after my first month being on T, I didn't see it again. Baby, she's gone. Now I do have my times where like I still feel a little bit of cramping or like, irritability or something like that, because my body is still, I'm only 3 months in, my body is still like, okay, bitch, what the fuck, but it's nothing too crazy. I'd rather that than seeing it, because it does fuck with your gender dysphoria as well. If you are a trans masculine or a trans man, you don't want to see that no more. It's like, dang, that's a big part of being a woman, and if you don't identify with that, then it can fuck with you a little bit. So that was a big pro for me. Also the voice changing, like I can snippet a pic of when I a video of how I sounded pre-transition. I feel like my voice had some bass to it, but it wasn't deep enough for me. My voice is not done changing. It really doesn't stop until like I hit that 1 year mark threshold. So later in the year, I'll probably do a relapse video of like every other. I'm gonna end up doing like a 3 month, 6 month, 9 month, year type of timeline. That's why I purposely waited till I reached 3 months, because y'all weren't really gonna hear anything. Y'all weren't really gonna see anything. You're just gonna be like, oh, okay, like you're on T. Baby, you got a needle on your leg. It wasn't gonna give. So here I am, and this is my voice now. I'll make 3 months next week. So this is my voice now on T. And when I wake up, it's usually deeper. During the day, it does crack a lot. It does have its raspiness. But generally, I'm very happy with my voice. Your muscle dimension. So for me, I'm not like the strongest one in like the mat. I do work out every now and then. But your muscle mass does change. Like, I don't know if y'all see that definition. Most men have a line right here. Women have them, but they're not as defined. And so like to have this line right here, I can see like, okay, my muscles are really, toning up. My veins are gonna, vascularity, I think that's the word, in my hands and stuff. You can't really see them. I'll post pictures. But I'm seeing slow things. I'm realizing, don't be one of those people that just wake up every day looking in the mirror, because you're not gonna see anything. You're gonna think too much of it, and it's gonna feel like it's moving slower than it is. So just let your body do what the fuck it do. That's like my best advice if you're transitioning. Now, another pro would definitely be like you just mentally gain a better confidence. I can't really explain it. You kind of just gotta experience it. But if you talk to any trans person that's like on the masculine spectrum or on the feminine, they're like, I feel better in my skin a little bit. It's giving that girl, that boy. It's just giving tea. It's giving clean, bitch. Period. But yeah, it's really nice to like be in your skin and understand like, okay, I'm getting towards where I've been envisioning myself. And I love that. A con, my temper. I feel like because I'm already like a ticking time bomb on a like certain aspects, sometimes being on testosterone has probably enhanced it a little bit more than I expected it to. But it's something that with therapy and like, you know, patience and just, you know, guidance, I'll be better. I'm not, nobody's perfect, but yeah, it's just, that's probably my biggest con. I don't really have too many cons. I haven't really noticed any nausea, no sickness or nothing like that. Again, I'm kind of early in my transition, so when we come back and we do our 6-month mark, then I'll be able to answer a little bit better certain things. So another question is, how did you go about transitioning medically? Y'all, I kind of already answered that. I don't even know why I put that down, but I already answered that, so just go back in the video if you missed that. But I did go through my endocrinologist, like I said, and they showed me the ropes. Another question is, how do you feel in your body currently? I feel good. I do have my moments, like, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I wish this was off. Like I do have my moments where my gender dysphoria is really high. And it's more so about the chest area, or just like not being able to look right in a certain outfit, or just like feeling very feminine when I'm perceived masculine. Those things do bother me, and they put me in a bad headspace. Like if I'm getting dressed and I don't feel good, I'm not going nowhere. And I feel like that's just me. In my gender dysphoria, like if I can't put that shit on, I'm not putting that shit on. You feel me? So that's me. And so yeah, it's not bad. Like my body right now is not in like a bad state as where it was pre-transition, to where like I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm not fucking with none of this shit. Like, so it's gotten better. It's getting better. It's getting better and better. But y'all, I think I'm gonna end it there. If you definitely have any more other questions, definitely comment them down below. Or if y'all want a part 2 of how my transition is going or anything like that before my 6-month mark, definitely give me some comments down below. My Instagram will be down below, so if you want to ask some questions on there, I'll definitely answer them on there. Sometimes I do have little questions, Q&As, and I'll just answer them through Instagram, so be sure to follow me. My pronouns will always be down below. Again, they are they, them, and my name is Sevyn, so never get that misconstrued. They'll always be down below. But yeah, I really enjoyed giving y'all this information. Definitely look into anything that you want to do, especially medically. Talk to your provider, talk to your doctors, talk to anybody in a health field that can help you and give you the right guidance information. Like I said, I can only give you things as far as my journey and how I interpret everything and how I feel about everything and how it's going for my body and my body only. But if you are new and you want to start transitioning, comment down below. If you are already in your transition and you've been on TEEF or hormone therapy, whether you're trans feminine / woman or you're trans masculine / man, give me a comment down below. I would love to talk to you guys and you be involved with others in the community. And also something else, I realized a lot of people that asking me as far as sexuality. When you're on testosterone, sometimes it can make you, I'm not going to say question sexuality, because I identified as lesbian, like I said before. I identify as women. I still love women. I love women. Ooh, I love women. But I realized after transition, I'm very keen to like feminine energy. It's not really oh, I don't, you know, because I talk to very feminine people, you feel me? So just, yeah, I'm gonna leave right there. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna leave this video right here. And I'll see you on the next one.